Now in that last lesson, when we were talking about our strong and emphasis tags, one thing you might have noticed is that when we added them, we didn't create a new line of text. It just, it made this text bold or this text down here italic. But let's say I came in the middle of this paragraph right here, and I just decide I'm going to actually close this paragraph here and open a new paragraph here. So now we have, let's just put that on a new line. So if I hit save now and I refresh over here, well, it's actually split that up into two separate lines. It ends themselves because themselves is ending here, and then it's starting a new paragraph, so it's creating a new line. And that makes sense. A new paragraph should be on a new line, whereas if I'm adding bold or italic text, it should be just within the text I'm highlighting. So this is very intuitive, in my opinion, at least, in how it works. But it raises a really important topic, which is the difference between block elements and inline elements. So most of the elements you're going to be using when you create a website, for example, sections, mains, paragraphs, are heading levels. All of these different things are header. All of these things are block elements. And when you have block elements, they always stack on top of one another. For example, even if I came here, and let's just say we do a section without a paragraph, I'm just going to say section. You probably want to have something around your text to highlight what it is. But let's just say I say this is section 1. And then I come here and I say section. We can close that section off, and I say this is section 2. And I'm going to fix my indentation, hit save, refresh. And we have at the very top, this is section 1, this is section 2. They're very short pieces of text, but they're going one on top of the other. Because block elements, they're like blocks. They can only stack on each other. The blocks will never go next to each other. Like Lego bricks, they sort of stick into one another. So even though this is a very short amount of text, the section 2 is going underneath it because block elements must stack on top of one another. If we came and we changed these two sections here to, let's say they're now going to use strong tags. So I'm just going to copy paste the word strong, hit save. And now if we refresh, well, the section 1 and the section 2, this is section 1, this is section 2. So even though I have this white space between them, even though it's like the strong is here, I have a space there, and then another one here, because they're inline elements, as the name says, it means it's going inline. So everything can go next to one another, and it just creates running text. So inline elements, most of the time, are elements that we're putting inside of things like paragraphs. So you're grabbing some text and you're highlighting that text and changing the style of it, either through strong M, and there's another one that we'll talk a little bit later, which is the span. And then most other things are block elements that will stack on top of each other. There are a few other differences in the behavior of them. I don't want to get into those particularities right now, but I just thought it was really important to highlight that there are these different types of elements. Some of them force new lines. All the block elements will force a new line, whereas the inline elements will allow you to change things within pieces of text without causing any line breaks or things like that.